When and where were you born?
At Fairfax, South Dakota, 7th month, 10th day, and 17.
What are some of the things you remember about growing up? Basically, how is life different when you were growing up compared to today?
Well, people were poor, they didn't have much money.
How was your home life?
Well, it wasn't too good. We lived with Grandma and Grandpa.
And what about your school?
Went to Fairfax School. It was consolidated, and we was only had a bus with seats on each side, and it'd be packed by the time we'd get to school. 30-some kids in it. And in the wintertime, you about froze in it.
What kind of classes did you take?
Oh, general arithmetic, spelling, reading, hygiene, geography, and something else. It's about 8 of them. And then we had art and music. Not music, but we'd learn songs.
What extracurricular activities did you have?
Well, they had basketball in school,
Just boys?
boys and girls, for a while. And then the girls, they quit playing basketball, thought it was hard on their health. And the boys, they played football.
What type of conveniences do we have today that you didn't have back then?
Oh, washers and dryers and electric stoves, TV, radios, better cars.
Yeah, how was the transportation different?
Well, some people had cars in the wintertime, they'd block them up and they'd go to town with the team and buggies or wagons, bring home the groceries and fuel, what you needed when it was cold.
What did you do for recreation?
Well, we didn't do too much time at the chores done and supper over with, the dishes done. It was almost, and schoolwork, it was almost bedtime. And there wasn't no electricity, so you had lamps to do your work by, and you couldn't hardly see decent.
Were towns any different than today?
Each town had a doctor, a dentist usually, and they had a few stores, more businesses in towns than they have nowadays.
What about the population?
Well, I think Fairfax stayed about the same.
What kind of businesses?
Hardware stores and
Yeah,
grocery stores, barber shops, and a movie house.
basically the same.
Mhm. No, they didn't have no talking movies then yet for a while.
Do you remember any major events in history, like the Dirty 30s?
Yeah, we had them dust storms. They'd come up and they'd look just like we're going to get a big rain, and it would blow and blow and blow. You couldn't see nothing. Sometimes it blew all day long and got a lot of dust in the house. They were terrible. And up west, they had them so bad around Dallas, it covered up machinery and fence lines.
What do you remember about World War II?
Well, I know the people if you were German and you went to town, they caught you talking German, they would fine you. And I don't remember too much about it no more.
You remember Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, I remember that when it blew up.
What about the invasion of Normandy? What about VE Day?
That's when that war ended, wasn't it?
I don't know. Um, what about the dropping of the bomb?
And
Yeah.
I guess a lot of them got killed, and that happened right after they bombed over here, Hawaii,
Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor.
Do you remember anything about the Korean War?
Well, not too much. I can remember that they sent the boys over there, and the weather was so cold, and a lot of them froze their limbs and had to be amputated. They didn't have enough clothing over there, and it was real cold.
What about the assassination of President Kennedy?
Now I can remember it happened about noon, and it shocked everybody that heard it. It was a sad affair.
What about the Vietnam War?
Yes, they fought a long time, and they finally decided they made them quit fighting, I think, didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't get anywhere with it.
Do you remember the Missouri River the way it used to be?
So I do. It used to go around the north side of Fairfax towards the east, and it was a winding road, and they had a bridge down there, and they took that out and moved it to Chamberlain, and when they put in the Fixtown Dam.
What do you think life in Gregory County will be like 20 years from now?
Well, if the business places keep closing, there won't be much left unless they start up some new businesses.
Anything else you would like to add?
Well, in the early 30s, times were hard, the kids didn't have money like they do nowadays. So you went to town, got a nickel, that was your spending money. And you had to do a lot of your own baking and cooking from scratch because you couldn't afford to buy things like you do nowadays. And you had hand washers and you had to turn by hand and with a wringer on. And you could take from the washing machine to the tub for rinsing the clothes to wring them out. Now we made all our own bread, and we made a lot of things out of flour when the potatoes would be gone in the spring because you couldn't afford to buy some of them. Dumplings and noodles and cheese buttons and all those kind of things. Oh, we didn't have no potatoes left. And cottage cheese was a main dish in the summertime when you got a lot of milk from the cows. And the gardens didn't do much because it was so dry and the hoppers would get them all.
Was it very hot?
Well, yes, it was hot in the summertime. Remember one summer it was real hot and dry. And usually was hard to get enough feed together. One year the oats dried up and hoppers got it, and then the thistles came. We had a little rain, and they put them up for hay for the cattle for the winter.
Did you burn your corn for fuel?
No, we didn't burn corn for fuel. We had coal and wood, cob, if there was a crop.
Where'd you get the fuel?
Well, usually had to go uptown and get the coal and haul it home. And the wood, you had to go someplace and chop it.
Anything else you would like to add?
Then in the winter time, you didn't go no place, just visit the neighbors once in a while and play cards, or the kids would play games outside. And in the evenings, the women would make quilts and embroidery on towels or pillowcases. And you had to carry all your fuel in by hand and your water. So it would last till morning. Now we were awful short on our place with didn't have much water and had to haul it from town for the house. And you done?
Do you remember the banks closing?
Yes, I do. They would close and by at during the night, and then the banker should be gone by morning. Dad had enough money in the bank to pay the taxes and couldn't make up enough money no more to pay them. And people lost their land by not being able to pay taxes. And scrapers in the winter time, and then when they would eat their dinner, it would be froze. I said, "Pop is about all."
Okay, thank you.